Hey everybody, and welcome to Indie Film Cafe. We're doing another episode of Criterion Watch.
Criterion Watch.
I'm Roll Pal Demukal, aka Paul A. Presenza, and I'm joined by
Jonathan A. Moody, your co-host.
And today we are kind of doing a weird movie that could also very well have worked for What the Fuck Friday.
Okay.
But it is in the Criterion collection. I have the DVD because I don't know that it's made, and it's gone on, that they made a Blu-ray for it. I haven't seen it. It's possible, but I don't know. And it is a French film, and it is called Man Bites Dog.
Yeah, I don't think they've done a Blu-ray yet of it.
I don't think so. Last I looked, it's been a while. It's a movie.
I know of it. I've seen the picture of it. Kind of thought, I thought for like, it was like Reservoir Dogs kind of thing, but
a little wackier
like
version, yeah.
Crime drama, so that's cool.
Yeah,
so I didn't know it was French. Yeah.
Good movie, a bit wacky, but yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And the DVD comes with extras, which are cool. We can get into that after we check it out. Right?
Yeah. Just got a video interview with the filmmakers and. Not really much else, but still, that's still cool.
Yeah, so I don't know when they'll have a Blu-ray version of it at some point, but who knows? We know they pay attention to our show, so maybe after they listen to this, they'll go out and put a Blu-ray out.
Hopefully, because people are going to be clamoring for it after this.
Clamoring, I say.
Clamoring.
All right, well, we will be back, and we'll talk about Man Bites Dog.
Right after? Okay. See you in a bit.
So we are back.
We're back.
This was your first time watching Man Bites Dog. What did you think about that?
Well, I first of all, I knew it was violent. Like that was, and if I'm correct, did this get like an NC-17 at some point?
I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah.
And stuff like this is not a nice movie.
No,
at
it's
all.
not.
And then I was telling Paul when I was watching it, I was just like, honestly, this is not a movie I'm going to watch. Like, I don't know if I'd even want to own, because I just don't, I understand, like, look, I understand, like, we watched a little bit of the behind the scenes, and the guy was talking about how, the filmmaker Andre was talking about how, not Andre, Remy was talking. I think Remy and Andre were there, but like Remy was talking about how it's really about filmmaking and stuff. It wasn't about the violence. The violence just happened to be in there. Like you said, it could be
because they like black humor.
Yeah, they like black humor, and they like the idea of like following a serial killer around, and that sounds wonderful. Like sounds like a funny idea. Like later they did. Wasn't there was another movie where like a serial killer is being followed around, but it was also tongue in cheek. Anyway, like stuff like that. That's funny, but like the problem with the movie, in my opinion, is there's too much of the violence that after a while, it just becomes kind of like you've talked about this before and things that you said, like, if you watch something too much, you feel really creepy. Like, you feel like people are watching it to get off on it instead of watching it for whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this film is that, it's about filmmaking, but it's also about not just filmmaking, but documentary filmmaking, because, the whole thing about documentary filmmaking is you're showing something, but you're doing it in a way where the viewer is sort of pulled into it. Well, the viewer doesn't really want to be pulled into this world. Even the camera crew people, they eventually get pulled into it. They don't really want to, but stuff like the rape and all that, that's not really where most of us want to be.
And even the filmmakers were doing it with the, we're doing that.
Right, a lot of moral lines were crossed. Not only the guy killing, but the crew who's actually filming it, and then they end up being they become his accomplices.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's rough.
It's a rough movie. I mean, I did like it. Like, I'm not saying it was a bad movie at all. I'm just saying it's just not something I feel comfortable ever like. This isn't. So I was telling Paul, black and white is my like happy place.
Grim.
Generally. Yeah, it's generally my happy place. So I like uh, when I watch black and white movies, it's generally like screwball comedies or Citizen Kane or Clerks, and a lot of that just makes me feel good when I watch it. Like it just puts me in a good place. This movie will not put me in a good place
Although,
if I rewatch it.
He does get it in the end, which was kind of nice.
I mean, I guess he had to break out of jail and then get killed, and everybody else around his family got killed. People he loved.
His crew?
A lot of people that had nothing to do with this because they didn't even know anything about it. I mean, his crew got killed. I mean, everybody, and the people that died, like his girlfriend, I think, Valerie was his girlfriend. Valerie died.
Because he made a lot of enemies.
And it looked like it said like the script girl was named Valerie, and I'm wondering if that's the same girl.
Could be.
But that's what I think. Like I think because they said they had no money.
Friends and family.
So all the friends and family.
Nobody got paid.
Yeah, were helping, and then they were in the movie. They put them in the movie too, and
this is fun
and stuff. Yeah. So I mean, look, I love it as a DIY. Do it yourself. Go out there, make a fucking movie. And then they got famous for it. Whatever. Like it got out there a little bit.
To me, it comes very close to crossing the line, but it doesn't quite cross the line. A movie like Bloodsucking Freaks crosses the line because it's a similar kind of a thing, but it wallows in it, and you're sitting there watching them torment people, and you can tell they're having fun with it, and the characters are having fun with it.
That's what happens in
and
this
by
movie.
extension, the viewer is supposed to, but they don't really wallow in it. You see it, but you cut away. I'm talking about the camera just stays there and lingers and lingers and lingers.
I don't know. I don't see much of a difference in that.
That's the torture porn kind of stuff.
I think this movie had more violence and more scenes like that than Bloodsucking Freaks.
But there tend to be more quick cutaways, though.
Well, I mean, still like so. There's the like basically the opening has some murder. Then later, the first second you see is the girl gets in the train. She just gets
garroted.
Yeah, and then they dump her in the place that they dump everybody, which later on gets drained, and you find all those fucking dead bodies. That's the black humor. Like,
yeah, and then the people are like trying to cover him. He's up there yelling, "I can still see the legs."
Yeah, I can still see them. You need to cover them better. And I'm like, dude, you're the one who did all these. What the fuck?
Oh, I know, but who's going to say anything to him? He's nuts.
I know.
He just killed his friend.
Oh, yeah, he killed his friend, the one that they were gonna dump in that thing, because he laughed at something like he did, and he didn't like the laugh, and so then that girl, his friend who's a girl, gives him like a fucking stuffed seagull, and she calls him sir, and he's like, "What's up with a sir? You've never called me sir before." And she had to make up some stupid reason why she
you
called
probably
him.
Haven't murdered a friend in front of her when she's got blood all over her face.
I know. She's just trying to keep you happy, bro.
And the other girl wasn't saying a damn thing.
No.
That was funny.
I mean, there were some funny bits to it, but like, it got grim. Like, there was one point where he rushes into a house and like knocks a woman down, and she starts having a seizure. Then he goes upstairs to look for this for the money, or he finds this guy, kills the guy in the bathroom, then finds out there's a kid.
Yeah, the kid walks in on it.
Yeah, and the kid runs after, and then he has to go and kill the kid, and like, after a while, you're just like, dude.
And at the same time, he's trying to justify what he's doing, but he's like, I don't really like killing kids. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But in this case, I have to.
No, he didn't say pain in the ass. He said his reasoning for not killing the kid was apparently that they're innocents. You're right. They don't have any money. That's it. Yeah. Because he even says at the end, when they have no dollars on him, that he just killed them for no reason. Right? Because really, the reason he kills these people is steal their money.
Yeah.
Right? And everything. So he justifies that if somebody's going to die, they should have money.
Well,
and if they
that's
don't
kind of
have
what
money,
I meant by a pain in the ass, because they don't have any
right?
money.
But
There's nothing to take.
I feel like it's way more. I don't know, and it's way more wrong. What like period than other than just this is a pain in the ass.
It's
This is like
extreme black humor.
yeah. So I don't know. I had a. I mean, it's a hard movie to like talk about. Like
And to make it worse, the character of Benoit, he's very, very egocentric. He loves to be the center of attention. He's always spouting off ridiculous poetry because he's always on camera. So that's why he's doing all of this, is so that he could be on camera and be the star and be this big shot that he normally isn't.
yeah, he wants to be immortalized, basically.
Right. So this is like his opportunity to do that, and these crew people who are there, they're like, usually documentarians don't get involved. Usually they stay, objective and just show what's going on. Well, these guys have crossed the line in a big way, because not only are they seeing what's going on and not doing anything about it, they start to actively participate in it. So multiple lines get crossed here. So it's definitely has a lot of commentary about that.
And they also said in the little behind the scenes that a lot of it was their take on filmmaking and on making your movie and doing what you can to make a movie, and they said like the whole idea is like they're it's cheap, so the way they want to do it. They had they didn't have much money. I guess
like in the movie.
All they had to do was spend the money on the film, which at one point there's another crew. I don't know what they're
that
doing.
Was funny. They were like following the other guy.
Yeah.
There's like a second group following some other killer.
Yeah. And then they go and take his...
But they're videoing him.
They're videoing him.
And they're like, oh, just video. Wow,
it's just video. We don't care about video. And they kill those guys for having video.
That was funny.
Which I guess was Remy's little jab at, film versus video.
Right.
And stuff.
Funny.
And, yeah. You were saying before you think like Tarantino might have seen this movie.
I'm sure he must have. I'm sure he probably enjoyed it.
It's funny, this got made in 92. So like the same year as Reservoir Dogs. So interesting that I don't know if this movie.
Well, I mean, I don't know. How much money did Tarantino have when he made Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, over $1 million.
Really? Gosh, how did he get all that?
Lawrence Bender got investors and all this other stuff, and then
because he was a first-time filmmaker.
Okay, I thought there was a bug in here, but you were just playing with like something. Just like freaked me out for a second. I thought there was something flying around. I was like, Jesus Christ! All right.
No.
Anywho, Lawrence Bender helped him out, and then they got Harvey Keitel to be a co-producer and all this other stuff. So they were able to go and make Reservoir Dogs for like over $1 million, probably $2 million, and then they were able to do that. But like this movie was
definitely
cheaper.
Did not have $2 million.
No,
$2 million francs. They were all film school buddies.
They were all film school buddies,
which I think is fun.
And they have as Paul's showing, they have a little thing here. As we know, like all we know is that they have a DVD of this. I don't think this is on Blu-ray right now. I'm hoping that they release it on 4K. I don't know if it needs it or not, but that will come with the Blu-ray. You looking at the crew or something?
I'm just looking to see what they had.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So yeah, can I see it real quick?
Yep.
So it tells us who everybody is. So Ben was played by Benoit. Paul Voller. I don't know. Ben's mother was Jacqueline Parpar. And the same last. Oh my God! There's like even family members playing family members.
Oh
yeah. Okay. So all the names are all right. So grandfather, and then Jenny was Jenny. So everybody had their actual names, or whatever.
Well, it's easy to do that, just like that,
Yeah, then I'm looking over and seeing, like, I guess, so Remy was the art director, Andre was camera and lights. So everybody who played a character did something in the crew too. I mean, that's a way to make a movie, dudes. This movie is technically a film school in itself.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not going to talk trash about that. Like that, I absolutely think that if you're a filmmaker trying to make your first film, this movie would be more likely. I wish there was like a commentary track or something.
Oh yeah, me too.
Or like a little bit
And
more.
the thing is, this is like an anti-French New Wave film. This is not Jean-Luc Godard. They mention him. They name drop him.
In the behind the
they
scenes.
talk about it because Godard has a certain way about him, and it ain't this. This is far more grim and far more, in subject matter and,
It's gritty,
very cheap.
grittier.
Yeah. But it's also done in black and white, like a lot of Godard movies are. But you're not going to confuse this with a Godard film, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of very anti-New Wave, which I think is kind of interesting. It didn't really set off... I mean, there are a bunch of French movies that got pretty, Martyrs. I don't know if you ever saw Martyrs.
The original, I guess.
Yeah,
there's a remake.
There's a few pretty intense French films which came after this film. So I guess in a way you could say that this movie inspired some French filmmakers to do things that are a little bit more extreme. I don't know of any French film that was like this prior to this.
Well, I mean, it's funny because you mentioned Bloodsucking Freaks, but there's been, in the 80s especially, there were a lot of really fucked up movies that got made because...
In Germany, too.
Or even 70s, like Last House on the Left and Virgin Spring, and a ton of fantastic movies that have subjects and stuff that you're just like, I don't like seeing. Like,
I'm thinking...
The Clockwork Orange?
Well, and I'm thinking worse than that. I'm thinking, like Necromantique and Der Toten King, and the Germans went there. The Germans kind of went there before the French did.
What was that guy's name? Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys, they came out and they wanted to shock the audience. They wanted to do something that nobody has made and everything. Nowadays, like, if they try to make a movie like this now, people would just be like, I feel like I've seen it before.
Yeah, been done before.
Been done before. So, like, nobody could really, like, but this was a time period where, it hadn't really been covered.
Yeah,
so.
It's funny. We were both talking about how this feels like a cross between Quentin Tarantino and Clockwork Orange.
It did. I mean, Tarantino, he's never had sexual assault in his movies.
I'm thinking along the lines of dialogue. A lot of the
no,
dialogue.
I'm just like, I'm trying to think because, like, I don't think I've ever seen that in his movies. He's very, and I think it's just maybe he doesn't like it, like, period. But now I really want to know what he thinks about this movie, especially since it came out the same year.
Right.
It had to be sort of a little bit of competition with him, or whatever at times on, like, at festivals.
Although there are moments in Tarantino where things get kind of dark and some characters die that you kind of feel bad about. I'm thinking in Jackie Brown when Bridget Fonda's character gets killed. I felt bad for her.
You didn't feel bad for John Travolta going to the bathroom and coming out and
that kind of sucked.
leaving his gun out there. She goes to show you, if you don't leave your gun out, bring your gun to the bathroom with you.
But and it's funny because I forget her name, but there was that French actress who was in Pulp Fiction too.
But she was in. Nothing ever happened to her. She survived. She went off and Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. But this does feel very, and it's funny because you can't say this is a ripoff of Tarantino because this was made at the same time. Tarantino became
doesn't go over the line like this.
Yeah, and this was interesting. It was very,
and Tarantino's got a lot more. He's got more interest in style, I think, than this.
Yeah. This was no style, really. I mean, the style was the documentary style.
Right.
And
sort
stuff.
of bare bones. And it's funny because the little documentary of them talking about it was also done just
bare
like
bones.
that, which I'm sure they did on purpose.
Or maybe because Criterion was newer and the time that they made this, because this is like early Criterion. Does this even have a? This is 165.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I thought this was later than that. But yeah, this is 165. So, wonder if it even had a laser disc.
I don't know.
But I'm happy. Like, how long have you had this?
A few years. I know that I didn't find this on video. I actually saw this in the State Theater, which way back in the early '90s.
Oh God, how was that?
It was interesting. I mean, that was
Like,
a theater that showed stuff like this.
did people walk out? Because it is a movie that I imagine that people would walk out on.
No,
or
but there
turn
was
off.
there was more laughing than I expected. I can tell you that.
But from the black humor, not from anything like
Right.
like whatever. That's crazy. I mean, because it does have humor in it. It's got moments where I actually chuckled a little bit, but it was weird. Like there was a time where he went to box and he got his ass like handed to him, and then he's in the hospital, like all thing, and the guy's like the old man next to him. He's like,
you think he's gonna kill the old man, but he doesn't.
oh, of course not. He's not going to do that in a public hospital, But he goes, no. I don't think he would, because it would, like, he would be
Well, there'd
jailed.
be no money. Well, and he ends up going to jail.
Right. Well, he ends up going to jail because he gets caught. But like, and he got caught because he had the thing around his neck and everything, and he couldn't do a lot of stuff like he normally could. And like, remember there's that one scene where he grabs the guy, and the guy fights back, and mailman or something, and he runs off.
And then at this point, it becomes clear that there are people who are after him because they know what he's doing, and he even says that he got a rat skewered in the mail. And that's just a warning. He said to this guy Giovanni, who's like, oh, I knew this guy was coming after me eventually. He does. And his friends and family are the ones who start paying for it before they can get to him.
His girlfriend got a flute stuck up her ass, shoved up her ass. And
Mom got a broom.
Mom got a broom, and there's just so much.
At least you didn't see Mom. That was good.
That's probably Mom's choice. Is the woman.
I'm not doing that for your film.
I'm not doing that for your film. Your girlfriend or friend or whatever can have a flute
It's
stuck
funny.
up her ass.
I remember seeing a David the Rock Nelson thing where he was trying to get his mom on camera, and she's on the couch, and she's like, "Don't film me. I don't want to be in your movie."
And he puts it in the movie.
He puts it in the movie. It's just funny because you get the feeling that he does this all the time.
No.
I'm sure there were times when you wanted to put your family in films.
Not really. I did put my dad in one of my videos, like my music video I was doing for like Reliant K for fun and stuff. I had him yelling at me, and then I ran up the stairs. But like, it never will see the light of day, and I hope not, at least. But like it. I don't really like doing that because my parents don't like, or my parents. Well, my mom's passed, but she was not a big fan of like video cameras in her face and stuff, and things like that. She had acted, but in theater, so she wasn't a film person, but she loved watching movies and she loved the outfit.
If you're not used to it, having a camera like right there in front of you, it's a little weird. It really is. Makes you very self-conscious.
Absolutely. So no, I think that the mom was just like, I don't want her, want to do that scene necessarily, but like they got their family to be in the movie, and I think that's really sweet, and it almost like, I almost felt like because it was they were talking about regular shit in that time period, and I almost feel like they kind of suckered them into this movie by going, let's just talk about blah blah blah, and or whatever, I don't know.
Because the family didn't know about it.
Well, until the end. Until she was in jail, then the mom came to visit him.
Where she's like, oh, I don't believe any of the things they say.
Yeah, well.
You should. Mom.
You should have, because now you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get for not believing your son's a fucking serial murderer. Going around killing people and dumping the bodies in a thing.
Well, you get the feeling like none of them ever asked him how he got his money. What are you doing for a living? They just
I
kind
bet he
of
had an excuse.
scrub around
I
it.
bet he would have had an excuse. Like he would have said something. And
The other interesting thing to me is when he goes to the boxing thing and he's getting taped up, and then there's this girl there with her son, and he's like kind of showing off and saying, "Oh yeah, I got her this job and blah blah blah. How come you haven't come to see me?" She does not want to talk to him at all.
you can tell that she knows something
She
is wrong with him.
knows. You know what I mean? She's scared of him. The kid's scared of him.
Yeah, the kid had to give him a kiss too. It was like
Did
really
not
weird.
want to do that, and that was a great moment.
All the kids stuff got weird. Like remember the beginning of the movie where he sees the kids and he's playing and he's like, "Oh, they got a gun like I do," and he starts like shooting them. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he starts talking to the kid, and I got really creepy vibes from him at that point. Not saying the actor Ben whatever, like he seems like a good dude, but like the character he got into the character really well. It was very creepy, at times. Like I was just like, I don't know where this is going or what's gonna happen, but
Yeah, there's some funny little moments. I also like when he's explaining Valerie and how he met her in conservatory. They were playing music, and then he explains, "Oh, I changed instruments." And then he pulls out his gun, which I thought was funny.
yeah, that's his instrument.
Right.
And then like the hideout that he'd always have shootouts at that hideout. Why do you go back? Like if like people know where you are there or whatever, And
he didn't even bother to get rid of the bodies.
Oh yeah, they were all just hanging out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, the cops don't ever go over there, like.
And it's funny. I love in the little commentary part where he's talking about how Ben, the lead actor, is. He's like, yeah, he's got a real strong ego and he loves just kind of talking to talk. So we wrote a lot of dialogue where he's just kind of talking to talk. And he's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, he was like, the guy's got a very big ego, so it's very easy to play. And I was like,
Right.
what's that saying? You have a big ego? I don't know. It was just, but they also said that because it wasn't about the violence just happened to be the black humor of it, that it could be like a salesman going around pretending like whatever, and they could have made a whole movie like that. And in fact, I bet they could have made that fun,
They could have, but I'm sure they were like, yeah, that's not nearly as much fun as following a serial killer, this soulless serial killer, and making people squirm while they're watching it.
You gotta just, because you gotta do something that's out there that people will go, wait a minute, like you read the back of this and it says, documentary filmmakers Andre and Remy have found an ideal subject in Ben.
Ideal.
He is witty, sophisticated, intelligent, well-liked, and a serial killer. As Andre and Remy record Ben's routines, they become increasingly entwined in his vicious program, sacrificing both their objectivity and their morality. Controversial winner of the International Critics Prize at the... so this one can in 1992. Film Festival. Man Bites Dog stunned audiences worldwide with its unflinching imagery and brutal satire of media violence and movie making.
There's also a little bit. The character reminded me a little bit of American Psycho too. If he had a crew following him around, I could see a little bit of that guy being very similar.
I think that's just too much evidence. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to show that. Then, if that somehow the tape got leaked, somebody will.
Well, either he just doesn't care, or it's a commentary that society doesn't care, and he's just dumping shit left and right, and nobody cares because he's killing people like in the open, in broad daylight,
on a train,
or on the road, or wherever the mood hits him.
He doesn't, and it's not like some serial killers where they have a pattern or anything. This guy's just all over the place.
Right, and okay, here's another parallel. It is not like, say, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, which is also a very dark, grim movie about a serial killer. But trust me when I say there is zero humor in that film, black or otherwise. That's an even grimmer film.
Yeah, Michael Rooker.
Oof, that's a tough movie to sit through. Tougher than this one.
I'll just tell you, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met at a horror convention. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but like I came down to I was at Blood on the Beach, and I was a little early, so I was coming to check out what the place was like, you know, at the hotel, and I see Michael Rooker, and I was like, can I like walk back here? And I didn't even notice him at first, but I love Mallrats, you know. So
sure.
I like after a second I was like,
you
oh my
should
God,
have offered him chocolate covered pretzels.
Well anyway, so I walk up and I'm like, can I come back here? And he goes, yeah, if you have you got to pay the toll though. And I go, who do I pay this toll to? And I was like, you? He goes, yeah, me. You know, like he was just fucking with me, and I loved it. Like after that, I did get a picture with him with my shirt, but I think somehow or another I lost it. I don't have the picture. It's maybe I didn't save it or something.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to Michael Rooker. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I wish you'd come to more like conventions around here, but you know, he's a good dude. But he's also Henry the Portrait of the Serial Killer. We watched that for Film Freaks. I had not seen that,
and that's he's one of the people I wanted to talk to about that, because I'm like, how do you inhabit a character like
so
that?
Dark, you know?
And get him out of your. How do you wash that out of your head?
Yeah, Ben, how do you create a character that's so fucked up in the head?
Well,
like
and that's
this?
just it. Like I said, this movie has the black humor. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer does not. There's nothing to help relieve that.
This guy is going over the top with everything, and he, and Henry is more serious and more, because it's a true story, is more layered in reality. Where this is just kind of over the top silliness. But it's still good. I'm not like putting that down. I'm just saying
it's a different style.
This is a different style of movie. I mean, when he just starts randomly killing people, you just see like montages of him shooting people after shooting people after shooting people. You know, this movie's just like, okay, like it's almost like the violence after a while doesn't even bother you until you get to the kid and until you get to the rape.
Well, and at least he never crosses the line and kills an animal. That's the other thing.
There was a couple close parts where I was like, because the seagulls. I was like, what is going on here? I never saw any dogs or anything. There's no animals in this movie really, and other than like
so he doesn't actually bite a dog.
The pigeons and the seagulls. So I think that and he was talking about pigeons and how much he knows about pigeons and stuff, which creeped me out because the first thought in my head was, he's gonna shoot one of them because they're bothering him. But I guess he just doesn't care about killing animals.
He's got nothing to gain from it, I suppose.
They have no money.
They have no money.
That was it. That's literally
but
the
then
reason.
The boxer didn't have money. He just killed him because it bothered him, because he laughed at him. So his friend even.
Yeah, he was friends with the guy. Yeah, he just shot him. It was a
little reminder to the rest of his friends that this, as charming as he is, he's still a fucking serial killer.
And he will still kill you if he doesn't. If whatever you did was not nice.
The crew found that out, because there are times when he was threatening the crew too, and you're like, oh, is he going to cross the line and kill the crew?
Well, he calls him up and says, hey, I need you to pick me up. I broke out of jail. And my first thought is, no.
Really? How fun.
I was like, no, why? Why are you doing this? What are you guys gaining from this? And then, of course, that leads to their death. And I'm just like thinking, like, why? Why were they this whole time okay with this?
I guess because the comment is that the film itself, the project is so important that they're willing to sacrifice
their lives,
everything for it.
Their own life.
Just like the other video crew. The very first thing when the video guy gets shot, you were saying, why don't they run? He doesn't. He goes right to the camera to see if he can save the camera.
No.
Because the project is everything.
They don't care. They'll die. And then they were sad about their friend dying that had a wife that was pregnant and stuff. It's just it was just like, yeah, this is
a little bit
unreal.
of Wolf Hollow too, where they're like, they're up there getting killed by werewolves, and they're like, we're gonna make this damn movie. No matter what.
No matter what, we get a movie finished. No, maybe not. I mean, remember Blair Witch was like that.
Blair Witch.
They didn't get to finish that film.
There's always somebody driven past the point of common sense.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Once again, I would not go in the. I mean, if I went in the woods, after a while, I'd be like, you know what? Let's just go back home. I don't care. I don't care because.
Well, we did that. There were times when we'd be shooting outside and all of a sudden it starts pouring rain. Instead of being like, well, we just got to finish this and stay out here. We're like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, we were the sensible people.
The sensible ones.
The people, the other people that did that would get struck by lightning or something bad would happen in the rain.
Get sick.
Yeah, get sick. But
somebody would fall and hurt themselves.
Yeah, we've had that happen, period. But, and that wasn't even planned at all, like kind of thing. It's just you need to, you
need parameters.
Yeah.
And these guys cross the parameters multiple times, and this is what happens.
I'm sorry, I do not love my craft so much that I want to hurt my crew members and have them killed.
Slacker.
I know. I guess I'm not that passionate.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very happy that I'm.
I think we're all very happy you're not like that.
Yeah, because
most people are going to walk away. Most people are going to be like, yeah, no.
Well, it's funny because in real life, the director of the film is the guy who I don't know if he was supposed to be the director, but like the director of the film of a documentary would not be cleaning up bodies and everything like that.
No.
So I don't know if Ben was supposed to be the director or telling them what to do or whatever. They were just there.
Well, it does feel like at a certain point that they were in too deep, and they're probably afraid that they're going to be next.
Can't piss this guy off, man. He will kill you. Mm-hmm. He's got no problem shooting a kid or killing a kid. He didn't even shoot him. He fucking suffocated him to death. And I was like, man, kid, run. Just go as far away from. I don't know why the kid went back in the house.
And the other one that I liked, but I thought was interesting is he scares the old lady to death because he sees that she's taking heart medication, and he's like, "Yeah, saved a bullet."
Save bullets, man.
Very cost effective.
Oh my god, it was so stupid. But then again, that's about saving money, which is what the film itself was. Right. They were trying to save money, as much money as they could, to not make the movie like expensive and everything. And good for them. I mean, look, you won the Critics' Choice for Cannes. You went out and, I mean, if that's fair, Cannes is in France, so I mean, you got a better chance probably winning a Palme d'Or or whatever, in France for making a movie in France. But dude, it's great movie. I will never watch it again.
Did Reservoir Dogs go to Cannes that year?
Yeah.
So Tarantino probably saw it there. I'm willing to bet.
I bet he was pissed. I bet he might have been like afterwards. He might have been like, "Oh, that was a great movie."
Son of a bitch.
In the time, like when you. Only he can tell us. Like, I would love to. If I interviewed him, that would be a great question.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a great question.
What was your thoughts about this? Because same fucking time.
Come on, Vince. Set it up for us.
Vince?
I was thinking Vince Barrero. I guess he doesn't.
Yeah, Vincent doesn't know Tarantino like that.
Don't you have somebody who's a Tarantino?
Oh, Craig.
But
I don't think they even really hang out that much anymore. I don't think they... But anyway, if Craig could set that up, that'd be great. But I doubt it.
I mean, what else is he doing these days? Why not?
Because Tarantino's very weird about interviews.
He is.
Because everybody always fixates on the violence. Just like we kind of did on this movie, on this review. But, like, there's a lot of violence. I mean, I can't help talking about that.
I would love to talk to him just about movies in general. Not even necessarily about his films. I mean, I'm sure the conversation would eventually go towards it, but something like, what was it like to see this film? I'm sure you saw it in Cannes.
Yeah.
And like the thing said, it was a very controversial pick.
I would interview these guys.
You at the time you look and it's like, what was winning the Academy Awards in America, like Driving Miss Daisy and Chariots of Fire and that kind of stuff. And then here comes Man Bites Dog, would that have ever won an Academy Award in the United
Well,
States? Hell no.
Well, I mean, if they shot in the United States, yeah. Because Reservoir Dogs didn't win an Academy Award. But Pulp Fiction won for Best Original Story Screenplay. But got beat out for Best Picture for Forrest Gump. And there was a funny story where Tarantino told some people that he was on, I think he told Howard Stern or somebody, but he was like, I got invited to go duck hunting with Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, and John Milius.
That's funny.
And he got to hang out with all of them. And Steven Spielberg goes, I love Pulp Fiction. I really do. I don't think you're going to win the Best Picture. I think Zemeckis is going to win Best Picture. I think you are going to win Best Original Screenplay, which he did win. And they might have won some other award then. But maybe Best Music or something.
That's
like that.
funny because I can see Milius. He's definitely a man's man kind of guy going
duck
out
hunting,
killing small animals for fun.
I was actually thinking about it. I was like, if Steven Spielberg asked me to go duck hunting, would I? And I'm like, I don't like killing things.
Spielberg doesn't seem like a duck hunter kind of guy.
I know.
He really doesn't.
But I guess he does. I guess it's a thing, that they do. So
it's
I'm
a
like,
networking opportunity. You know how these
like,
few folks are in Hollywood.
I know, but like how...
Some of them go to AA not because they're drinking or doing drugs, just to meet other people who are in AA just so they can talk.
Like, I would fish because I can throw the fish back, but I still feel terrible hooking some poor fish.
I'm not going to shoot a duck either.
It's so funny that what's her name from Zombievers thought that we were freaking vegans from our discussions.
That would be a fun short film to make where we're playing the directors there, and Milius is there biting the heads off of ducks, and Steven Spielberg's like, oh god, dude, don't do that.
No, I guess I don't know.
Tarantino's there and he's like, sorry dude, you're not gonna win the award.
No, they go psh, psh, psh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's just shooting them because he's like, I don't know. It's hard because like there was one time I got invited to a party in LA, and I was talking to Tom Conkle. I got to meet him there. I was out there, and he was like, "Oh, you gotta go." And Christy Clark, they were both looking at me and go, "You're invited to a party? You gotta go. You gotta go. Like anytime you're invited to a party." I should have like thought about that. Like every single time I've got invited to other parties, like birthday parties and stuff, and I just never went because gas going out there, but they're great networking opportunities. Yeah. And when you turn things down, you don't get a second chance.
Right.
People go, oh well, he didn't go, so I'm not going to invite him again. So if I turned down going to duck hunting with someone like Steven Spielberg, I'd have to go duck hunting with Steven Spielberg, and I wouldn't like it. I would be like, oh, damn.
I guarantee you he was there because John Milius was the one who wanted to go duck hunting. And for whatever reason, Spielberg wanted to hang out with him and Zemeckis.
And apparently Tarantino.
Yeah.
So that would have been I would have loved to see that.
I would love to shoot a little scene based on that. I think that would be so much fun.
If they do a Tarantino biopic, they got to have that scene in there somewhere, and there's got to be a story behind it more. But anyway, sorry, we're talking about Man Bites Dog, and we're going off on Tarantino. And I'm sure the filmmakers are not happy with that.
About time to wrap this up. It's a very dark, grim film, but it's also very interesting. And yeah, especially if you're a filmmaker, I think you should definitely check this film out and see how it is that this is about making a film and the way of sort of, the compromises people make in order to get their films made. What kind of compromises are you willing to make to get your creation made? Are you willing to go that far? Let's hope not. So
no, I'm sorry. I would, if somebody were like, "Hey, do you want to document a serial killer?" I'd be like, "Fuck no."
No.
Why would I want to do that?
No.
Like, why would I want to watch a dude kill people? Like, that sounds terrible. And this guy isn't the typical serial killer of Dahmer or Gacy or something. He shoots people. He suffocates people. He does everything, and it's just after a while you're like, I just saw so much violence in one little movie that I'm just like, I'm done I'm done with violence.
Don't do a drinking game with this one.
This is pretty nasty.
It's rough, but it's very interesting.
It is. It's a very interesting movie. Like I said, If they did like a Blu-ray or 4K of this, I might get it, especially if they added more
Definitely, if they added more stuff,
more bonus features, I would get it. But
and
like,
I'm dying to know what else these guys have gone on to do. Have they gone on to do anything else?
yeah,
I mean, winning at cons, that's like a nice. That's a nice boost to your career.
Yeah, that's pretty much like a guarantee. Like, you go to an investor and they say, well, what have you done? Well, I won a Palme d'Or at con. And then they'd be like, all right, I'll invest in you.
And then they're like, so what movie did you do? Man Bites Dog. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. The movie's a little rough for me, man.
You don't bring this one to Disney. Or the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, or you get a flute stuck up your ass.
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny.
in real life. We definitely recommend this movie. We just recommend that if you're...
You got to be in a mood.
Yeah. I don't even know if I was really in the mood, but I guess I was in the mood to watch whatever. And then when you said My Man Bites Dog, I was like, oh, I was on HBO Max. I was almost going to watch it. And I said, nah, I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood. Because I knew it was violent. That's what I knew. That's all I knew. That it was it was violent, and in my head, it was NC-17 or something. What does it say on here?
Well, that's why I said this was definitely could be a What the Fuck Friday kind of film.
It doesn't even give a rating on here. I mean, it doesn't say it's unrated. It doesn't say any rating. So I don't know what the rating is, but...
The rating is probably stay away.
Yeah, the rating is, are you serious?
It's R.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Go check this movie out. It's Man Bites Dog. It's we ruined it. I mean, we said the whole thing. So if you haven't already
okay.
seen it,
Trust me.
Trust me, we didn't ruin it.
If you didn't see it, you got to see it.
Yeah, we didn't ruin it because you.
Just
you
Jen, stay away.
Yep.
You don't want to see it.
Jen, Jolene, I don't think wants to see this
Noah,
movie.
stay away from it.
I don't think Joe could take this movie.
Probably not.
This movie's pretty rough. He probably would watch the whole thing, but he would not like it.
No.
But there was no dog sticking their head in the.
If he didn't like the janitor, he ain't gonna like this.
Yeah, he said there was some like really fucked up things in the janitor. I'm like that movie is tame, you know. Like I was kind of shocked.
Hold my beer, Joe.
Yeah, we got a bigger, badder movie for you right here if you ever want to watch it.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. All right, everybody, go bite a dog.
All right. Bye.